Hello everyone, you're now listening to After Scrum with Ada
And Ami. Here we talk about what is new
What's interesting?
and what you would have considered difficult to step.
Lego.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of After Scrum. How you doing?
Are you doing your voiceover, please?
Yes.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. I don't know how have you been? How's your week?
I think it's fine. I think we're getting back into the Christmas season. Can you guys actually believe that we're praying for Christmas? Like it's surreal. This year was just like
Yeah, it was like fun, very
Yeah,
fast.
it's
I
insane.
agree.
It's like almost 1 month from very
1 month?
soon.
It's like
About
next
20
week.
something.
Yeah, it's 2026.
That's
I still remember vividly when Spotify
did ya?
Roundup
Yeah.
came out last year. Like I can still remember vividly.
Yes. Like I can't believe that. I think sometimes I wake up and I'm like, it's Christmas. And I'm like,
It's not Christmas.
And then
like, I'm trying to think
the
whether
moment
it's
it was
the same
November.
one.
The moment it was November, okay, I haven't been excited about Christmas. Do you have been excited about this
really?
Christmas?
Wow.
Nothing special is
Are you
going
wearing
on.
matching
No,
pajamas?
no, nothing special is going on. Like my life cannot be any more boring than it is right now. But I'm so excited for Christmas for some reason. I don't know why. Usually I'm not like Christmas is just like okay, yeah, that. But then I'm just happy and waiting for everybody to start.
Have you guys
matching
put up your
pajamas.
Christmas tree? I
No.
saw some people putting up their Christmas tree, but they're not in Nigeria. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you guys are
I'm
fast.
telling you that as of 9th November, I already started playing Christmas music.
Wow.
I'm not joking.
Wow.
Like everybody at home was just
Wow.
like, what's going on with you? And I was like, yay.
Okay, fun fact, my friend went for a, what's it called now? Introduction.
Yeah.
An introduction,
Mm.
like his family members'
Okay.
introduction.
Mm.
And then they went to a club or a lounge,
Mm.
and they had some characters that were wearing with birds.
Grinch!
Grinch costume of all things to wear. Grinch.
Yes, because
Big Grinch.
actually, I think that this November is supposed to be Grinch season before you now have like the whole Father Christmas and Santa Claus. But
In
before
December.
then, yeah, exactly.
November is the Grinch month.
Grinch season.
Really. And it's very muted.
Yeah. So I don't know. Things have been like work normal, but then I've just been waiting and looking forward to Christmas. How about you guys?
Well, I'm not thinking about Christmas now.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
but
that time people wait for 23rd.
I realized, I think yesterday I realized I was already 1 month, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so that's because I traveled coming
Yeah.
over here in the east.
Yeah.
So we have how you feel cold during the
Yeah,
I
Hamatan
don't
season.
experience it over
Yeah.
there
Okay.
early in the morning,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I think now you are talking about that you're excited.
You're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
into the mood.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, this whole my week has been nice. It was nice, and then it's like when you say something sweet, and so it started out really sweet. Then becoming very sad.
Yeah.
Like it was very sweet. Like I didn't have so much work to
So
do.
you're feeling the okay.
And then on
Running
Friday,
down. Oh no.
On
Friday
Fri-
for
oh,
the days.
thank you.
Like
If I'm going to have
Like-
more work, let it be a Wednesday.
So I
Like-
have a bundle of things to do,
Yeah.
things that need to be up on Monday,
Wow.
and they came out on Friday.
Friday.
Oh my
afternoon.
god. What?
Yeah, but
That's
it's
like
been good.
good,
It's
yeah.
been good, you know.
Are you done with them?
No, I'm not. In fact, today I went for a baby dedication.
Yeah. How was it?
Yeah, it was really good. I
It's
saw some of my
I
colleagues
mean-
that I don't see.
often
Then
anymore.
as in, when you have a chance to like go out with your colleagues, this is what remote work has done. Just
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you only get to see them once in a while. So there's this my colleague that I'm working with on the back end of this thing I need to do.
And you
And he
put
sent
it
me a
for this, and that's
message. And I said, okay.
And then that
And
was
10 minutes later, he walked in. So this is where you are. You're saying, okay.
Yes,
He
yes.
sent me some new endpoints to consume.
Yeah.
And I was just laughing. Yeah, so he was just like caught. But yeah, I think when you work with a lot, that's when you start to value like going out and meeting your colleagues. And
I don't know if I'm the only person, right? But usually because you're working remotely, you're more excited about going out, but I'm actually never excited about
You
going
are
out.
not.
To be honest with you.
And that will
See,
not go anywhere.
See, I've actually before I used to see myself that the reason why I don't like going out is because like I don't have places to go. But I think now I'm now becoming more self-aware.
Yes, yeah, somebody.
So it all depends. So like, are you around people? Are you just the only one?
Usually I'm just the only one. Right now my sister is around, but like usually just.
I think the only thing that does is to stay. This is what I think about it. To stay indoors, write your code and read your book.
Yes, I love to. Oh God, yes. Give me look at. You know how they do all these type of competitions where they're like lock you inside the house for 24 hours. I'm like, what is this? You just give me a good book, a really good book, right?
Yeah.
Then there's like war and dragons and romance. Make sure there's romance. And then leave me alone. Jesus Christ, you not see me again. Yeah. Oh my God, that is amazing for me. Like, you made my day. So well, sometimes I'm actually like I'll just call her name. I wish that there's something that we can go for. But
And then when the time now reach. See, that's how. Okay, let's not go there. We've already told them. That's how we're supposed to go for She Code Africa.
the summit.
The summit.
Like,
And then we
go.
planned that we were going to go by 8:30 so we can take a lot of content. And we started preparing. We started preparing by 9 o'clock. We got there by 11:30.
Because
But
she
we
didn't
went
be
there.
like,
That's I think that we should focus on the positives. We went there. That's positive.
Right?
Talking about
Yeah. So if you guys have noticed, we have a very sweet guest. Yes.
Introduce yourself, please.
okay, so Ifunanya, and today, any format, well, okay, I'll just introduce myself.
Yeah.
I'm popularly known as the design goddess. Currently, I'm a lead product designer at Open Labs. This is a California-based software development agency. What else? I am the founder of She Thinks and Design. It's a female tech community that help beginners and aspiring designers grow. Yeah, I'm also like an advocate for women in tech.
That's very sweet.
We're going to talk a lot about that. Yeah.
I met Ifunanya. I think I still have your contact.
I do realize. Yeah, I do. I do have.
Where did you put me the first time?
I think it was True T-Boy.
Yeah, it was. We had one.
T-Boy is always the connect.
Yeah,
we
it
had
was
one.
very powerful connect. There was one thing that we were doing, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a competition, I guess. But
Yeah.
I just came to watch them, and then I met you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I was one of the
Judges.
judges.
So okay, I remember that I didn't go, but I think you told me about it.
You are in product design. You tell
Yeah.
us why you
like when we get all let me get people that are talking about transitioning and she's like, so why did you transition? And I'm like, can you imagine? But before we go into this, listen, actually last week we were talking about some Altman and everything. How did you see the
No, I
direction?
didn't I didn't really know. Like last week was a movie.
Yeah.
And Sam Osman was like the main actor.
I'm telling you. He was like the boss man. He was like
superstar.
yeah, and it felt so good, right?
Yeah, so basically, his company, OpenAI, the board of directors, they fired him on Friday.
Yeah.
By Saturday, everybody was complaining, and by Monday, it was back.
Yeah.
And they fired the board. It's so crazy.
So why do you think they even brought him back? Because was it because of he was employed by Microsoft?
Yes.
They
So
were
I
checking.
think
No,
yes.
I think that.
Do you know? I really think it's because
I actually really think that the reason why they had to bring him back was because everybody. Do you know what it means that more than half of the people that are working for a company they are like, if this guy is leaving, you are leaving.
Yeah.
If they leave,
Yeah.
that means like that.
There's
They're
no-
not building. Yes,
there's no
because
chance
they will just move with
anymore.
him to build the competition. That's what they're going to do.
Microsoft was building the competition already. So Microsoft already gave Sam Altman a job. Like, you know what? Come and stay here. We have room for you. Come with all your stuff.
Exactly.
It's like when people keep saying there are no jobs, there are no jobs, there are no jobs.
Yeah.
Then someone decided to prepare a whole room for you and your team to come over.
Yeah,
It
but
was
I
crazy.
think that one thing that's controversial, well, that I think we just have just said like whispers of it is like the way the loyalty that like those guys at OpenAI showed Sam Altman.
Yes.
And people are like asking, because especially with the way like layoffs happened last year
Mhm.
and every other thing, like everyone was like, okay, so if the tables were turned, right, and usually business used to be like, oh wait, business, and
But
yes, of
family.
course, it's more, yes, no, we're family, but we're business first,
Yeah.
right, and which means that like when they cut costs and they're like, okay, we're so sorry, but we have to
Let you
use
go.
what's it exactly.
Or-
But this time around, people were actually like ready to put their neck on the line.
Yeah.
And some which like I think I saw a tweet where the guy was like that if right it was actually like, well, this was a completely level ground, because I know that there are a lot of things that you put into consideration when
Yeah.
you want to find people and stuff like that. But they were like that if the tables were turned, some old man showed the same loyalty to the staff,
Yeah.
right,
Okay.
as they did to me, because it's insane for you to actually like
Yeah, it was
say, what, I'm going to
crazy.
leave my job
It's crazy.
just because of like because you are leaving, right? That's how much I
Yeah.
trust you. I mean, if I'm some old man, that day, that Wednesday, that I'm going back to work.
Okay.
Oh,
Fire
God.
me, fire me.
No, it's just about like as I step, I'm going to feel on top of the wall.
Yes.
Do you know what it means?
Like you
So,
have your own
yeah.
loyal army.
I'm
of
telling
people.
you, and you don't
Crazy.
even you don't live your life thinking, okay, these guys are. I don't know if there's any other show of loyalty that you need after that.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's just as if
agree.
they're telling you, you know what? See,
We believe in your
In
government.
you.
honestly.
On your mandate, we shall stand.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
I think it was just like it was such.
Yeah,
interesting
like
thing.
I wonder how you feel. It's going to
Right?
be quite emotional. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like
you
when
guys
you go
did
to
this for me.
I think I told you this in the last video, right? Sometimes most times like people say like sleep service, they're like, oh, if you leave, we are going to leave. There's no two ways about it. But once
Yeah.
it comes down to it, once they come for your bag, you'll be like, that's when you now start to remember that, oh, I have people, family that actually like depend on me for my money. Especially now that like with the way it's not as if there's a lot of like it's more difficult to get a job now.
Yes.
Right? Especially in tech. So it's not as if like most of them even had like
Backup plan.
Yeah, exactly.
But then Microsoft was willing to
Yeah.
hire them already. But then
Yeah,
they didn't
before
really know.
Yes, exactly. Before
They
that,
didn't know Microsoft would hire them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
you're talking about this job thing. I feel like that there's a level you get to that you
It's
will always have.
difficult.
Like
You always have
I
something.
feel like even if he didn't get a job, he
Yeah.
will just start up something.
Yes.
So
No, actually, for Sam Altman, I don't even think that leaving was going to be such a big deal for him.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking that the people that had like more to lose in that scenario
Were the
were
employees.
probably some of the not all of them, because I'm very sure that a lot of them were like senior engineers. And the moment they put that you're an engineer at OpenAI,
I mean,
and they're a lean company, so they don't even like have a lot of staff. So which means that if you hire there, so yeah, I think they were the ones that had that to lose, and they didn't even mind. They
Yeah.
still like were like, okay, yeah, let's do this. That's kind of loyalty. I want people to be that loyal to me.
I think it's scary because it kind of puts you on a pedestal. Like,
Yeah.
you really have to.
You know that there are people that are willing to like But what do you think about like the other parts of, because nobody really knows, right? If I had like there's no official
Yeah.
statement.
say.
Yeah.
But like what do you think about like every other thing, like all the speculations? Because some people are saying that Sam Altman is probably trying to experiment with they probably found out that they are experimenting with the part of AI that is not completely ethical or something like that.
Yeah, I know that Sam Altman has been a voice for ethical AI and regulations. So I still like there was a part of the internet that was saying that they wanted to take him out so that they can start to
something
experiment
else.
on other things, and without having him as a strong voice to like talk to
To
against
that.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, which is true.
Yeah.
Which of them do you believe?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, right? It's all speculation at this point. It's all speculation at this point. I think that there was someone actually that said that apparently there was someone that got fired. I don't know. I don't know how legit this news is, but on the internet they said that the guy got fired because he was like a whistleblower. That was before the whole Sam Altman thing happened. He said that they were experimenting with how
Who is they?
that's OpenAI.
Oh.
Yeah, that OpenAI is experimenting with like oh god, there's something GPT something anyway, but essentially what they're trying to say is that like that particular AI will allow them to be able to control. But it's also insane because I felt that was literally what Elon Musk was trying to do with like the what do they call that brain implant stuff that they
Yeah,
are
yeah, I
willing
heard
to do
about
human
it,
trials
yeah.
for. Yeah, so something similar anyway that they were experimenting with that, and he was essentially saying that they were not going about it like it's exactly the way they were supposed to, right?
Yeah.
And so when they now fire Sam Altman, that was like some people were like, okay, something fishy is going on,
Alright.
even though nobody actually like really knows.
Knows exactly.
Yeah,
Specified info. Speaking of um, AI, I think we have some very interesting things I would like to ask about AI and design. But then
Okay, okay.
we have a design goddess.
Yeah, exactly.
And
The design goddess.
the design. I'm so sorry, ma. So, can you tell us like a bit of your backstory?
Yeah.
Like, how did you get into design? Did you know you always wanted to do design, and what has it been like so far? So, like, just give us the backstory for those that don't know. Give us the exclusive gist.
So I'm trying
First though here on
Well,
After
okay. Design. Did I know I'll be in design?
Do you know you didn't take so?
Yeah.
Well,
Were you always in tech?
something like that.
Really?
What did you study?
Okay. No, I studied geological sciences.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't know I was going to leave geology.
You said geology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
geology. Is that what
Do you know why I'm smiling?
Why?
Because in my school in UNN,
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people might say it's in geology.
Mm-hmm.
None of them is practicing. We have 30 tech bros in geology. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so for me, did I know I was in tech? I was going to get in tech. So I think I was one of those people that have a background, family background in tech. So
Okay.
I think I'm trying to say maybe 2005. Wait, I didn't start tech. Calm down.
Okay.
2005. I would give background in tech to my parents.
Oh,
Yeah. So my dad used to be a supervisor of a cyber cafe.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So he was working with his brother that was out there, like abroad. So he sent him, these big computers,
Okay.
right? So my elder sister, my elder brother, we are always going to the cafe.
Okay.
So even when I come back from school, I go to the cafe.
Yeah.
Right. So that was when they used to sell time.
Yeah.
tickets.
Okay.
30 minutes,
Oh my
1 hour, I
God.
remember.
Seems like it's not good, but that was
Yeah.
like years ago,
It was
right?
like a decade ago.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah, so that's how I started touching. And we had a computer. I can imagine myself there, right?
Yeah.
A computer in those big computers and CPU there, right? So
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to be touching. I can remember when I had my mouse was really difficult to move.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of
Yeah.
tech,
Mm.
right? So I Microsoft Word,
Yeah.
see all of that.
Mm.
And there's
Yeah.
this thing with my mom. So there are two things, right? She has this principle that first of all, she has this principle that everyone must do WAEC, NECO, and GCE. So I did all of them.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I did all of them. I did my GCE SS2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then, but I don't know where my NECO.
One for you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so but then she also had this thing that everyone must go to a computer school when they're done with it.
Wow.
So yeah, so after that,
Women in tech.
yeah, I really don't know why she made that decision, but yeah, probably she saw the future. And,
Yeah.
So that was how when I was done with school, that was secondary school, I enrolled into a tech school. But then, I wanted to. There was this popular NIT then,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So I wrote the scholarship. I got it, but the way that scholarship is, irrespective, even when you get scholarship, the scholarship just reduced your money, and at that time it was 50K.
Oh, wow.
So, but I wasn't able to go because it was far from my house. So I
Okay.
just looked for somewhere around and do the data publishing and processing.
Okay.
But then when it got to the CorelDRAW part of things, I
Yeah.
took interest. I was even doing more than my teacher,
Yeah.
or like I just do and show him and all of that. So that was how I got into graphic design.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but when I got to school, I left it university. I
Yeah,
actually left
fair
it
enough.
because
At that time, like I don't think people actually people are thinking, okay, you know what?
Career path.
Yeah, exactly. At that time, people is like, okay, what do you want to do? And then they're not asking you, do you want to design or like
Yeah,
they're just like,
A lot of people saw design as a hobby.
yes,
yeah, passion.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
Something
thing.
you do for fun.
Just stumble
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So that was it for me. And moving forward, I think it was my final year. Then I used to be in secretary politics kind of. So
Okay.
I'm a politician. So I used to design most of their. So geology, we have a lot of society. We have NAPI, SPE, SDG, SG. So I happen to be one of all those secretary, vice presidents. So I also design their letterhead, most of their adverts and all of that. So I was making, small, maybe 1K and all of that.
From that.
So I, one thing, during my third year, right, I was to go for an internship, obviously in geology, and somehow I was like, I don't think I'm going to do this geology, but I was praying to God, please let me go to an oil company and see this oil company that they are talking about.
Yeah.
So good enough, I got an internship in Exxon. It was like
Amazing.
yeah, you to get. So during the course of that, I learned a lot. I think it was about 3 months, and I just noticed it was just the computer that was interesting. When they say field trip, count me out.
You didn't find it interesting.
You find a few trips interesting.
Yeah, I didn't. So it was not. I would rather find out the oil from the computer.
Yeah.
No, they had this sesame thing you have to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just I was not so
Interesting.
And again, a lot of the whole company was in Lagos, so I
Yeah.
wanted to just go and check whether is this what I want.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't what I wanted.
Fair
So and good enough, that was when things were going. I think going, the oil company said, did I say going?
Yeah.
Yes, and when I was done with school, it was really a very difficult decision to make
Yes.
with regard to tech, because I was doing well, good enough. Like I was like the best in my geology, that kind of.
Wow, that's interesting.
When it comes to traveling to maybe all this, I did a lot of travels then, Port Harcourt and the rest of them, because of all the excursion and all of that. So I can remember someone telling me, you left geology. I said, it is what it is. So yeah, that was I made a decision. And do I really want to do this geology?
Yeah.
And I started making inquiries. Lucky enough, I have a brother that's in computer science, so he was also one of part of people that really encouraged me in tech. So I started doing graphic design, started taking courses. There's this Allison course then for free. So I was taking it, improving my graphic design. I met some people to teach me, right? Yeah, so even during my NYSC, there was this thing that I go to school from morning to like 2, and when I come back, I am on my system.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was on my system, and I was cashing out somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the fact that you were already cashing out from when you were in school.
Yeah.
So you didn't really see it as very difficult to think about it as a career. You know that there should be something more.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Right? Yeah. Because even like you're like, okay, even like this thing that I'm doing now, it's possible to actually that means that it is. So at what point where was it something that you were just like, okay, if I can do this and I can make this amount of money, that means that if I can actually like go from here, or was there like a turning point where you met someone that was actually like there, then you're like, you know what, I might actually be playing too small currently, and then I can actually get down here. Is that something that happened?
Okay, so I tried a lot of things as well.
Okay.
Yes, I tried web development.
Okay.
Yes, I tried WordPress
Okay.
as well. I wanted, it was interesting to be in tech.
Yes.
Yeah, it was interesting. So
Yeah.
I just tried that. And but for product design, I got introduced. Well, I would say, okay, first of all, I think I don't know where that dream came from, but I always wanted to be like, to own a big tech company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, it's coming to pass.
Of course, that's small.
So yes, at that time I was thinking of cyber cafe and all of that.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I feel like I said, maybe the whole tech had to shape
Yeah.
the whole thing. And I didn't. I like one thing I realized was that I could have my time. I love my time a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't think about being a
Yeah.
doctor. People, I want to be. I said no. I cannot be in my house.
Yeah.
I am calling
about somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. But for product design, right, I really did not know so much about product design, right? I just hear people say, and then it was not really popular.
Yes, it wasn't
popular. So I got into product design through Learnable program, Genesis.
Okay. Shout out to
Yeah.
Genesis.
Yeah, 2019,
Yeah.
right? It was a blessing to me because at that time I lost my dad, and NYC.
Yeah.
NYC period, you had what next?
Yeah.
And then it just came. That was when Genesis.
Yeah.
And they were.
I think that's when they started the learning.
No, I was not the first.
Oh,
I was
okay.
2018 was the first.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so that was how I got there, and they were also paying.
Yeah.
So it was a good. That's how I got introduced to product design. Yeah, got more expanded in graphic design, into branding. I learned a lot of things, right? With the learning group, and that's how it has been going up there.
Oh, that's amazing. We had Osita, and he is a product manager.
Yeah, I think he said he's the one that runs.
Yeah, he was the one that supervised.
Yes,
the one that started the learning program.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And that was interesting. But I think that usually when people hear product management and then they hear product design, they may not know like the difference immediately, right? So from your own like in your own terms, right? Layman terms, right? Rather don't do your own terms because layman terms is yeah. What's like in case someone have not heard like what product design is, right? Because I know that usually people know graphic design, people know
and people think everything is the same.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
so what's the
okay.
distinction?
Well, people, what people may be familiar now, right, is UI UX.
Yes,
UI UX design. So maybe I'll just start from what UI UX design to what product design is.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm already in a school, but yeah. So UI design, like the name, user interface design. So we have user, we have interface. So what the users see when they look at a product. So this product could be popular. The popular one we know is maybe a mobile application or a web application. Do you understand? So the interface, how the interface look like, how appealing it is what we call UI. Then user experience, that's UX, is how like the user feel when using your products, right? So for product design, it's like I call it the high level UI UX designer. So beyond just thinking about how beautiful a mobile device is, or a web device, or a web application, a website look like, you're thinking about you're also thinking about the user experience, whether people are happy using it. You just think about how like there's some applications you look at and you are frustrated, right? We are here to make life easy for you. So basically, for the product design, one additional thing with product design is that we don't just think about the UI, we don't just think about the UX, we think about the business. So we work closely with the developers and even the marketing team, right, to ensure that we build. So this is product design. To ensure that we design a product that solves a problem and that users can use, and it's also going to be beneficial to the business.
It's okay.
So that's basically it.
Hey, that's interesting.
So that's the difference between graphic design. Graphic design is graphic design, for product design, it has to be digital product. But for graphic design, other things design.
Well, actually, it's interesting because I was about to ask you this question, right? Because when we talk about UI UX, right, user interface, user experience, sometimes, right, people like me, you forget that, like, the it's limited somehow to a software, But what if you have like a software application that is also somehow tied into a hardware? For
Okay,
instance,
okay.
at Right, you have like a software, but
Okay,
you also
okay.
have like a physical device.
Okay.
So, does the product designer also have any? Do you kind of like also have to think around
The physical.
physical devices that that's
Yeah.
hardware?
The
And,
hardware.
yeah, in this case.
Oh, the knowledge I know now, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay,
No, I know
okay.
there's always this mix that okay, it's a product.
Yes.
So
Yes.
hardware
Exactly.
product.
Yes.
so
Exactly. That's what.
it's digital product.
Okay.
Like software.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
That's fair
interesting.
enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was like your obstacle when you were coming into? I know that it was probably maybe seamless for you because you started out as a graphic designer like long time ago. Do you get?
Okay.
But like I know that it can't be that easy coming in as a graphic designer. There's a lot of mindset shifts. I'm saying it because I was a graphic designer turned UI designer turned software developer now. So like
Okay.
what was it for you? Like the whole mindset shift and the whole like what was difficulty for you?
Okay, moving from
Graphics into UI UX.
So the truth is that when you ask a graphic designer whether it was difficult to move to product design, I won't say it was difficult, but it was just challenging. It was interesting.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to that point where you they're telling you beyond just doing the whole flyer thing, you're going to be doing something big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get? So what could be challenge? What was challenging for me was when it comes to for me because before I got to Genesis, I was just designing. Right?
Yeah.
So what was a bit challenging for me was knowing that it's not just about the visuals, but having to think about the process, having to think about that there are some things that I need to do to actually bring out something perfect. That's the challenging an aspect of it, right? But for me, I was adventurous. I can remember, one of the times when a product teacher was teaching, he was an ambassador for Figma, right?
Okay.
I was the loudest, hey! How many of you want to go to product? I said, yeah, me! So that was how it was for me. So it was for graphic design, it was like an adventure. I wanted to do something new. And I think people should see it as that. You talked about how like a lot of times you saw it as passion, right? And I think a lot of people see it, want to get money from it, which is good. Like,
But did you have anybody tell you that design is fun? Let me tell you, I remember something. There was this okay, funny enough, it wasn't even design that he said was passion. It was coding that he said was fun. Actually, it's my cousin. So there was a time I think I was already tired of doing graphic design because I've done a lot of flyers, I've done branding, banners, t-shirts, cap, everything. I did a lot of branding. So I was already getting tired and I wanted a new challenge. And then I started taking coding more seriously. And my cousin wanted to introduce me to get a job in Lagos. It was about 250K, and I'm telling you, this is like 2018. It was a lot of money. And I was telling him I want to learn how to program, I want to learn how to write code. And he said that is that not like a passion? You can always do it in your free time.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
Why obviously I didn't take the offer. But do you get anybody telling you that? Because I feel like people still don't even want that. It's just like now that people are making money from it now. And it seems like there's a career path there that people are now seeing it as a job. I know a lot of people used to see designing as a passion.
So I was not under pressure. I was not under pressure. You can't compare when family man is. I know of someone that was learning product design. So my husband is a senior product designer.
Oh wow!
We're going to go into that.
So and also a web developer. So that's when he was training, and the person was a family man. So anytime they're training, like person's like outside the country, I get family, we are worries. I'm like, the guy, like it was everything. I need to make money now. Like chill.
Yeah.
Chill.
Exactly.
Like that was.
There's a learning process.
Yeah, I was talking to someone I was, trying to interview. I said a lot of designers, or I like to say Gen Zs, but no,
No offense.
no offense. You get a lot of design. They think it's one blood money, like the kanayo.
Yeah.
But then it's a process. Enjoy it. So I was not under pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, I was not under the pressure of trying to make. I was last born. My dad too was that kind of person that he doesn't like me collecting money from people. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Not like I was a spoiled child.
How will you tell us? You
I was not. I know.
Yeah,
It's not confession.
Okay.
I know I'm not a spoiled child, so if I was spoiled child, I would not suck like they collect money every time.
I wanted to ask, right, is about like I usually more and more, right, I'm seeing this trend, but actually this is not just something that is related to tech, right? Usually when like more women get into a space, right, especially like a let's say before nursing was like a profession that was dominated by men, and then suddenly
Nursing was?
yes, and
I
forget
don't
about
know
women.
about unless out there.
No. Like before, you guys are forgetting that there was a time
Like
when
before
women didn't work,
is like
right?
before like 1800s.
Is it before Christ?
Like I don't know
I
about
don't- I
that, but
don't
before
Okay.
it became predominantly
Okay,
women.
okay.
Yeah, it was a male-dominated profession, and then as more women started getting into nursing,
Okay.
a lot of men actually now start seeing it as something that is beneath them somehow, and that's why even though I know that there's still like some male nurses, but there's even a lot of prejudice around. Like let's say if you go to a hospital and you see a male nurse, some people will not blink, not think twice about it, but there are some people that will look at it and be like, wow, like why are you? Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, where's the realness?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that it's the same for like this happens like across board actually. If you check like a lot of professions that like we are male dominated, and then eventually you begin to see more women in that space. Usually you see less men, and what happens eventually is that sometimes people begin to associate it as being easy, which is insane, right?
Okay.
And what I'm asking is because I've noticed that trend as well when it comes to design.
Okay.
And for instance, I remember that when we started, it wasn't like there were female designers and there were male
I think
designers.
it was the majority of male
Male
designers.
Yeah, because at that point it was start. That's what I'm saying, right? But now I feel like there are more women in. Well, let me not say there are more. I don't know that the statistics, but there are more women getting into tech, and then a lot of them decide to, become designers, and a lot of them also decide to become UI UX designers. That's why sometimes actually you go out and then you tell someone that you're in tech, right? And they're like, and condescend. Yeah, and sometimes they say it with condescension, which is very annoying to me.
Yeah.
And then they say they're like, oh, probably design or UI UX, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that? Is that something like you've experienced before? And also like, what do you think about that? Just generally, like.
Okay, so I just think that whoever is saying whoever may be thinking that is talking out of ignorance. Yeah, because when like it's just how do I put it? Let me use the female. When you say a very beautiful woman, right? All you could see is her beauty, but you don't know what
all the work she's done.
the snatching.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
So you just look at this. You just look at something. You're just seeing the outer part, and it's beautiful, and you think that's just what's happening. Like so, there was a situation like during where I was working, right? So we had to do this whole collaboration where both the developers, designers, they work together. So the developers, we have to do what the designers were doing, and it was a lot of brainstorming. They say, "What be this?" And this is what the guys go through. I had to say, "You see, today you will follow me." And today you follow me and do research. research. You're going to follow me and brainstorm. You're going to follow me and do all the drawings and everything in it. I was like, I will follow us schools. Follow us. So I know at that time, after that, like if you open your mouth and try to think and tell us that you know that product designed that for this thing, you know. So I don't think it's about. So let me say this, you know, why I think maybe a lot of ladies maybe it, right? Because I don't want to be sexist, but you know, ladies, just the same way we have a lot of ladies as fashion designers. So when they tend to see, you know, the same way a lady comes into a place and she's able to manage the home, even down to the thinking, down to aesthetics, right? That's what she's doing in the product, right? She's furnishing it, she's thinking about it. So, you know, since women have been built, so it may be easy in quotes, right? It may be something they can be able, let me use the word, to relate with, right? Compared with the man, right? So that may be the reason why. I know some number. You guys are, you know, programmers already. But the truth is that you know, whatever, you know, tech, it needs time. It needs, you know, putting in more focus.
I actually like this point. Sounds
So that's true.
Exactly. It's hard, honestly. Let me get.
Exactly. I just wanted to use this opportunity to say that if you're a guy and somebody tells you, okay, I'm a designer or something like that, and you look at it like, I don't know, as something that's easy or condescendingly, I don't know, I think that something's wrong with you.
You know, funny enough, most of the designers I know are guys. Most of the designers I've learned from are guys. And most of the designers I know making like a lot of money from design are guys. So I really don't get
the concession, right?
It doesn't make sense. So can you tell us about your blossoms, obviously, from an intern to a goddess. And now you have your own program called She Thinks and Design. Can you tell us a bit about your program and the intention and how it's been?
And how you even started?
Okay, so She Thinks and Design. How did I start? Okay, so I told you how like I've been in tech, a little of tech, right? So I was always like the superstar there. How do I mean? You know, I have a lot of guys around. I'm like the only lady. I'm calling it superstar because you know it makes me feel fly. Like the only lady. So in this regard, we had a lot of few people there. Then with in tech. So I can remember one time I was really searching out. That was my NYC days. Line to look for ladies in tech, and I could hardly find. Like I was opportunity to find Olali Bound, right?
Okay.
She was like that period of time she mentored me, but that was like So for quest to have more females in tech, right? Quest to have more females comfortable in the tech industry, right? I begin to think about start. She thinks and design did not just start during that period of time. So knowing that there was this gap, right? I started teaching people product design, right? Teaching product and funny enough, it was good. I want to say this because most of people that are coming, so their boyfriends that are sponsoring the girls.
Really? That's interesting.
Like a lot of them say, I want my babe. I think, okay. So started 2021 officially, right? That was when we started with webinars, training. So over time, I won't lie to you, it was a bit challenging having to start because I had a little of imposter syndrome.
I think even the best of us experienced that. Who am I?
What have I done?
Have
I done enough?
Yeah, but the truth is that the more I keep running away from it, the more it keeps coming. It was as though if you don't do this, you'll be held responsible for not doing it. So it was like it's like a purpose for me. Yeah, it's like a purpose for me, right? And I use it as an avenue to actually, reach out to ladies and tell them that, hey, you can be whatever you want to be, right? Politely, and you can have like character. So that was how we started with shooting Santa. And there are times where like I draw back, right? And then come again, And we have a beautiful team. We have a team of different people working, right? When we talked about loyalty, right? It's really nice to, I started appreciating bosses when I started when I
came in the position to actually like, oh my god, yes.
I started like I started regretting most of the times. You'll be like, that that thing you say to your boss, like, oh boy. Because people, founders, actually, I know this is a non-profit. I'm not thinking it's
People
not
that do it for profit.
to get.
Yeah.
It can really like there are times you don't feel like, but you have to.
Yeah.
So that's about start. We have the reading arm, which just commenced about a month ago. That she read for design. So this is where it's like a reading club, right? To inspire
For
a lot
designers?
of female designers, right?
So like, how does reading club and designers go in hand in hand?
Okay, so I noticed that a lot of people, right, that are really excelling are into the people that excel. They say readers are leaders. They read a lot. And I noticed that aspect has not been touched, right? People just come, they just learn the skill. But I discovered that people that read have a different way of approaching things, right? So that was how there is the lens of the two. There is the design, something called design psychology, right? So for example, when I'm building a product, there's a way I think about it wholesomely compared with maybe a newbie that does not know just building. So that was how that whole idea came in. So why don't we have where people and reading, not you say like reading can be boring sometimes.
Especially when it's not fiction.
So this particular one is not just design books. We are going towards inspirational books, personal development books. Because as a designer you have other aspects of life, right? So it's not just career. There are other ones that I feel like when your environment is suitable, you can able to excel in your career. So that's what's behind She Reads for Design.
So
And a lot of people are
How does the reading club work actually? Like, do you guys have like a book for the month that everybody has to read? And everyone
As someone passed where they are giving money, please.
So we kicked off with a challenge.
Okay.
We kicked off with a challenge and we started reading the book still like an artist. It's very interesting.
Okay.
I feel like it's not just a design book, it's a lot. You can lay your hands on it. So we had a challenge. She Read for Design challenge. So we had the purpose is to make people read more.
Wait, you just called the book still like an artist?
Yes.
So I think I've read that book actually, funny enough. I had the e-book one time. It's an interesting read.
Yeah, exactly. So how it goes is, so we started with a challenge. It's still ongoing. We are reading another book right now.
Okay.
So how we did that was, we wanted them to read. So we had 2 weeks. We gave 2 weeks for them to read, and after that we had a live quiz. But before then, it was before then, you have to give. So see the way we structure it, right? So every day, because one of the things we want to achieve, we want people to have a reading culture. It was even like challenging for me. I had to start having a reading culture. So every day you are expected to read, no matter how little or big. So as you read, you give an update done. Right. As you read, you keep done, and you continue that. And
Kind of like a Duolingo.
So even people that are not motivated, by the time you're on your phone or your WhatsApp and you're saying done, to click on your head and then you go and read. So that was how. Then live quiz, we used one of the quizzes platform to do that, and we had our winners and they won prizes. They won. Well, like it was really, for me it was quite emotional because a lot of people talked about how it really transformed their life. Yes, reading, like thank you. I'm like,
You don't even know like the impact of what you're trying to do until
and having a community of females that are doing that's reading.
Yeah.
So it was like a win for me.
Yeah.
I won, you won.
Yeah.
Do you think Star will ever transform into being more than just for females? Do you think that you guys should ever get to a point where you're like, you know what?
She and he they
Yeah.
read.
Okay, so everything have a purpose, and right, I know there's a place of transition, but for now, no, we won't.
Okay.
We may have something else for male and female for now, and I think there are a lot of design communities that's both for male and female.
Yeah.
So right, just to just bring that, I feel like women, when it comes to women doing their stuff, they tend to be more, more out, right, compared with these guys and ladies, and in that community, we're also encouraged to. I see this thing a lot where in the gathering of male and female, and they're asking questions on females. It's irrespective, upon the whole say people, ladies. So let me speak pitching. Ladies don't they enter design, they're still
Very laid back. Yeah.
Oh.
I think that thing is just even tech generally. There are some outspoken women, but I think
Yeah,
that
they're
to
just-
a large
yeah,
extent,
they're just laid out and all of that. But then when some of these communities have a way of building the ladies
Confidence.
confidence, exactly. So when they are even out there, I mean, they are able to stand like and be who they are.
So what's the vision? What do you think 5 years from now? Start?
Okay, so for start, right, I see we going beyond just Nigeria to Africa,
Yeah,
right? I see us winning a lot of stuff. I see us also transitioning to maybe other stuffs, right, as well, right? Now we have a lot of stuff coming next year, right? So yeah,
Anything particular
That
exciting
you want
that you
to
want to
share
share
with
with us? Yes, with regard to start.
yeah. So we will be having like some trainings, right, to that, and we're gonna having really special people come for it. Yeah, people, that some people you look at and you see your future. So yes, so there are lots. Yeah, I may not like have it off. That's one thing I've learned. Right, you may don't have to have it off figured out.
Okay.
As you continue, it becomes clearer.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's it.
There's something I want to ask. We've seen like a lot of female communities, and I for one, I didn't really like grow up in like this whole needing a community to thrive. Because it's not like I didn't find some parts harder. I know I definitely found some parts harder being the only girl in
That space.
like in my work for a long time, But do you think girls thrive better in communities? Because there's so many communities now, and there are a lot of communities targeted at women than communities targeted at men. So it's making me feel like maybe women actually thrive better in communities that makes it necessary to form them. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so I agree. Yes, I agree. And one thing I also notice is, people get influenced by people around them, right? So be it online or physically. So by the time you see people doing stuff, do you get I cannot remember. So I think environment plays a lot, and community like an online environment for you, and there are lots personally there are a lot of opportunities I have gotten from being in communities, a lot of exposure that I have gotten being in. So it's a lot. Being a community makes like females also to thrive. Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, something I'm very interested in. You mentioned that you're married to a tech bro. For a very long time, I and Ada will be looking for a married woman. And now we have one. How is it like for you? Because we had an episode on time balance, time management. Sorry, we had an episode. We had a guy on it, and we talked about how hard it is for people in tech, especially when you're single. Now you're married.
It's like
How is it for you, like in terms of time management, work and stuff?
I also feel like it would be easy. I actually like really feel like it would have been easier a little bit somehow if like you are working remotely and like you are in tech but you're not working remotely, which means that like when you're at work, when you're at work, you're at work, when you're home, you're at home. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But then this time around there's no distinction. You're working remotely, you're working at home. So you still have that okay, when I'm at work, please. When I'm at home, I'm at home. Or is the line blurred for that particular case?
Okay, so yeah, I understand when we tech people when we say we are very busy. So the question is, why are you busy? Most times, you're holding like 2-3 jobs.
Don't shake that thing. Let's keep it quiet.
Yes, you're holding like 2-3 jobs on your hands, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a period where I had like 3 jobs and like some other gigs.
Yeah.
Do you get so that there is always so I would say I didn't have issues with time management. While I was single, right, I had time for 8 jobs.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you get?
That's
So in the
good.
morning, I have job for this.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, I rest. And people used to think I'm serious. So and I was watching someone doing a skit, and he said, someone asked him how he's focused while working, and he may know this person, and he threw his phone inside the cupboard and closed it.
Okay.
So yes, I feel like this whole time management, start from when you are single.
Yeah.
Yes, because eventually, I'll be a mother, I'll be a wife, do you get? So it starts with when you're single, knowing how to actually place priority,
Yeah.
and know which is which, right? And the truth is that if you have like 3 or 4 jobs while you're single, when you get married, the truth is that
Keep up with that.
you have to
Give up some.
you have to for just because what are you doing when you're single? You're staying at home, sometimes shawarma and cook. But when you're married, you are thinking about somebody and the person's thinking about you.
Yeah.
So being married is it's an intentional thing, and the truth, that's why. Okay, so this is not the bad. That is not really bad. So that's why most times it's good to get to a level in your career.
Before you decide to.
I'm not saying if they want to marry when you're 20 years, you should not marry.
I'm not saying I actually completely agree with this. I think that everybody should actually get
this
to
is
the
my
point
stance actually.
where you are like, okay, made it.
Everybody's life path
It's different.
Yeah.
So if I was married, like if I got married and I was still transitioning into tech,
It would have been hard.
it would have been really hard because tech needs focus, right?
So
all of I had tackled a lot of things while being single. Learned the skill, got into a particular level before I got married. So what was your question again?
I was asking how you were managing your time.
Okay, so right now I work from home, and what used to vex me is that even when I was single, what used to vex me is that when you tell people you are working from home, they think you are sitting down and watching television. It's literally just working, but you're at home.
Exactly.
But at home, so actually I adopt that. So I have my office. He has his office.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, but there are times where you just want to find trouble.
That's the peg, right? So actually, when they're doing like remote working for married couples, right? I feel like in the perks they'll be like, okay, perks like I gotta stop him when like in his sessions.
Yes, and I think it's just about understanding. There are things that I got to consider before getting married. So yeah, so the man is the head of the family,
Yeah.
but you choose who your head will be. Yeah. you choose you choose who your head will be.
Yeah.
So these are some things you think about, and you want to, how do I put it? So you want to think about, okay, I try to I see my I look at purpose when it comes to marriage. So
Yeah.
how am I helping this person? And sorry. Yeah, so how am I helping this person? How are we, aligned together? So I think understanding is very important in marriage. So and I guess when you just define all of that, it will be better.
Yeah. See, this thing that they used to say that marriage slows down females in their careers. They say it's marriage and motherhood. Some people say from marriage downwards. Do you get it? Is it a true thing for you, or do you think that it still has to do with understanding and the person?
So I think it has to be intentional
About the marriage or about your career?
about your career.
Okay.
Like, when I say you choose your head, right? Obviously, you must have had those conversations before marriage.
Okay.
Yes, you must have known if you ask questions like, do you plan leaving the country? Where do you see
Are we
yourself?
Japa-sexual?
There are some men that do not want to leave the country.
Yeah.
So when you married someone that don't want to leave the country, and you are so passionate about when you now you will be like your
But there are some people, right? This is maybe a little bit of education, but I know that there's some people that before this thing they're telling you, okay, no, anything you want is what I want.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And then when you guys now get it, you not say me I'm the head. I'm like, yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
No, well, that one, I think this is where also understanding comes in. How do I mean? One thing, just the same way you are living with a roommate, right? There's some things your roommate hates, and if it was only you, no allow. But since you are living with somebody, you are, conscious of the fact that you are living with that person.
Alright.
So, knowing more about your spouse, knowing where to come in, knowing how to press some certain buttons, knowing when to talk, all of those things, right? They are important. Yes, they are important. So, maybe he's doing whatever he's doing, right? So as a lady, just most times when they say lady should submit, we don't know that our power is in the kind submitting, right? So when you now, when it's you're not going anywhere, I'm not saying that's the case, but when you're like you're not going anywhere, hello, see this head, you wear it. So you want to be the head, no problem. You be the head. But then there are times where maybe he's calm or so you just you know what you can do. Like you're surprised. Is it that Canada or that place? Problem. So I think it's knowing when to come in, how to come in, because that we really. As for ladies, motherhood. Well, I've not gotten to that. But why I say this about being intentional. If you don't have a goal when you are single and you get to marry, because I've seen actually, I had that fear. Let me tell you something, right? When I was growing up, I said that I will not employ a woman.
Why?
I said that.
Go for feminism.
I said I was not going to employ females because I didn't understand how so because of I've changed. It doesn't so because you're pregnant now, you now not come to work. So if you now have a very important thing to do, nothing, or maybe you're in menstrual phase, your stomach stinging, you ever dealing with work here. So I was like, I felt like they are obstacles to but I still I still open my eyes to how if you have a woman is one person that can be loyal to you in your company, right? They can, if a woman like your vision, she has liked it. So that's the advantage. And then know how to when it comes to founding, right? There's a way you treat your staff, and when one will be standing for the other.
Yeah.
Because actually, someone just asked, what if don't men fall sick? When they fall sick,
Yeah.
you still give them the need,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not a
It's
woman.
about balance.
Yeah, so it's back to your question. It's being intentional. What do you want? So because it's marriage is like a test to that dream that you want. So even after that phase, it's fine. Do your do your this thing, but come back. I feel like if it means writing on your paper and pasting it on you. So even on the wall, and you're saying that okay, irrespective of the fact that I'm married, I
must come back.
I will do what I have to
I
do.
have this goal. I think that's where vision board comes in. I think I think vision boards are more popular with females than males. So I think, like so far, I've seen, like I do see a lot of God. We're so far gone in the year. I remember clearly when we were talking about vision boards.
Oh my
I
god!
talked about vision boards for this year.
Yes,
But I think vision boards are so like popular with females and female groups than with male groups, and I think it's probably why, so that you don't get lost with all the things happening around you.
I've actually seen like a lot of I used to, but we cannot escape the fact that during the period of motherhood, like maybe when you're giving birth, please give yourself a break. There are business owners, their founders or whoever, they give themselves a break. So take it as a break period for you. Then you come back. It's not as if because of a woman. It's a break. Sit at the break, then you come back. People take breaks and come back. So
Oh, that's interesting. I think that I used to say that I was a feminist before feminism became cool, right? No, actually, even at home, right? Like when we were very, very much younger, and just like you said, this stuff you said about like thinking that you like for women, I think it was kind of like the opposite for me. But I used to think that I used to think that if I used to think that like people taking breaks, right, from work and stuff like that, I used to think that it was laziness. But I didn't see it as, how do I explain it? I used to feel that, right, if we're asking for equality, right, then it means that we should be ready to give as much as the men, right? And I still think that up until now. But it's just that also like I think that sometimes when people explain equity, that's why I'm like, okay, equity makes a lot of sense in the sense that you understand that there are different people have like different strengths. Right? The fact that this person's strongest point is not this person's strongest point does not make the person weak. It just makes them different. Right? And I think that when it comes to women, especially in the workforce, now that we've asked and they're getting like some of the things that we've asked for, I think we should also be ready to like, I understand like that there are some times when you can't help it for crying out loud. She has to like take time to like, give birth to children and stuff like that. But I think that there's a place for knowing that okay, you are employed and this is the period that you are supposed to not be around, and when it's done, you're supposed to come back. I don't think that's it. I think it's a no-brainer.
Funny thing is that in my own perspective, I've always seen it as guys are the ones giving more slack and women have a lot more to prove.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way I've always seen it, because maybe because
the women that you've been around.
Yes, and the fact that like my upbringing, especially when I started working very young. I started working at 15. I used to work every holiday when I was in school, and I didn't know how to take breaks, or I didn't even feel like I was allowed to take breaks.
Exactly.
And I felt like if I took a break, it looked like
weakness.
a weakness. I remember the first time I took a sick break. Like I used to show up even when I was sick. I remember the first time I took a sick break. The only thing is I know I'm late. It's my character flaw. I know I'm late. But I remember the first time, it felt strange to me. It felt very foreign. And I see guys doing it like normal. But it just felt weird to me. So I've always seen like guys having more slack than girls. So I don't. It's good to like see that we have different perspectives.
Actually, I completely agree. Right? Usually, especially with the women that are around me when I was growing up, I always knew that no matter what was going on in their lives at any given point in time, right? If they had to go to work, they had to go to work. And they always tried to there was sometimes when like my mom was not feeling so great, and I would just be like, why don't you just call them? I just tell them like, I'm coming today or something like that, and she's like, that she just has to go. It's now that she's older that and of course she has like more, like she's higher up than when we were younger. So now when she's not feeling great, she can call them and be like, okay, I'm not feeling so good today. Yeah. But it's even at that, it's still. My dad is worrying my mom sometimes about like how she's not feeling great and she's still, and he's like, why? Just like say that you're not feeling good and you can't go, right? Because even my dad used to say that he does not know anybody that used to bring as much 100% as she does, right? And so that's why I think that was why when I was growing up, like when people say, oh, women, why would they pay women equally? After all, they take all these breaks. At first, in my head, it was like, I don't know anybody here that does that, and if you're doing that, that's lazy, right? But then, as I grew older, I'm like, why would they actually, like, if this is actually the case, then they should be giving those breaks. But I think we've debated it. So we've talked about, like, so how did you guys meet?
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
What? I need stories.
I'm like,
it's true because we don't know how to meet people.
Yes,
it's a problem.
Exactly.
We don't know how to meet people. We're always on our laptop and we don't go out.
Exactly.
Tell us. Okay, what do you think? What do you think?
I feel like people were working.
Yes, you guys went at war. That's usually what happens. Honestly, that's usually what happens.
That's how I feel, honestly speaking.
Okay.
Wait, let me read myself.
Okay, so when you say you're always on your laptop, right?
Yeah.
Someone was complaining that on her status, they asked, why are you single? And the guy said that's because you're always inside.
I mean, why can't they just drop shit, you guys?
Why can't they just call me?
It's because you're inside. And the lady said, you're talking to me. Like, he's talking to her, right? And I said, please, there are different kind of streets. There's the street of physical street, there's the street of the internet.
What of people like us that just want to come out with their TikTok video and go?
We just want to scroll and read the comment section.
So you just choose in the internet, you just to choose a room. Go to the street.
And also in the house you choose a room.
So yes.
Shots fired.
Oh god.
Yes, I encourage ladies to go out if they can. If you get. Yeah.
But you guys met on the internet streets.
Ah.
That's what I'm gathering. That's all the information I'm seeing.
So my husband.
When we say my husband, one person I know that always says my husband. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like if I say this, you guys are going to scream, but it's fine.
Don't tell us.
My husband was my boss.
Oh my god. Scandalous.
So where I work presently, it was my boss. It was direct person I report to. So yeah, that's not
a lot of communication.
Yeah,
that's it.
So yeah, so
clean.
It was clean.
Yeah.
Like we weren't.
We're just taking notes.
Okay, so
what are you taking notes for exactly?
I don't know. Direct communication, number one.
So yeah, he was my boss. So I'm going to talk about that later, right? So he used to be that person that I look up to, right?
Okay.
So funny enough, right? But all these times we didn't know, right? Funny enough, there's a job I took when I was in Oka, right? And he was the one that was the graphic designer then.
Wow.
But left, and I was the one that replaced him.
Wow.
But he didn't know.
And you didn't
We have
know.
not met.
Wow.
There's this theory, right, about how like
So maybe you guys are actually supposed to meet somehow. Maybe you meet for the handover,
You know, like when you're reading a book or a story, and then they are like kind of like premonitions about like things that are about to happen.
Yeah.
That was like a foreshadowing. That's what I'm looking for. So there was a foreshadowing at that point, but you are too young, so that's
So I can remember my discussion. I was like, when at that time when he left, because he served in Oka. So when he left, so he now
Did you
checked.
teach music?
Yes, I did.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he served in Oka. So I just came there to when you were graphic, just to replace for an internship before, yeah. So he, in his end, when we now got talking, it was like he wanted to know who took over him, and he was trying to find out. So a lady took over his job.
Wow.
So yeah, a lady. Like he just looked like he wanted to say hi, but
He was not sure.
he just thank
Kept
God let me say the hi. I'm never answer.
because at that time,
So yeah, so that was that. So fast forward, at that time he was building Pretty Fairy. Pretty Fairy, he's the founder of Pretty Fairy. Pretty Fairy is an agency, software agency, and also it has an academy too, right? So at that time he was still building it, right? So and at that time self, the boss, right, wanted me to learn under him. He was always talking about like someone that owned blah 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 blah. I did not come back on my learn.
Yeah.
I didn't even learn.
And then you finally jam in. As in
So yeah.
So this was like how many years apart from the first time?
So at that time we have not even met.
Yes, like I mean like
that
this
time,
first time, yes.
That time
so the time you guys actually met.
That was when I was on research. That was 2018.
Okay.
2018. So yeah, so fast forward, I had a friend then that told me that there was an opening, right, for product design. So I applied, right, and it was the one that interviewed me. But nothing.
No, what? Nothing.
I'm serious. It was one that interviewed me, and then because of he kind of knew that have done something graphic design, and then he was he's known in the design space kind of. So I was kind of following him. With all when I follow mentors, I follow them well. Yeah, with no whatever. But so yeah, finally, we got working. I worked there for over like a year and right. So that is thing we usually do in our company, one-on-ones. One-on-ones is where you just talk with every colleague. In a week, we are a small team. Work with work with every colleague. Like you have to speak with every colleagues and all that. So I wanted to learn. So we are doing one-on-ones. We are doing one-on-ones. No, like boss and everything. But then I think where it's still changing is according to him, I'm a good listener, right? And I always ask questions. So most of the time he's very intelligent, and those kind of people that handle different aspects. I always have answers for everything. Do you get? So I asked him and asked him. So it was quite interesting having, and then having him in his side, having a lady that's asking this kind of question and listening and all of that.
Matching on the educational, intellectual
part. Exactly. Yes. We are matching. So according to him, it was now looking forward to the one-on-ones. Well, according to me, I was, but I had.
It's so good that I don't blush because you'll be red.
So yeah, but the one is not like the first set of reviews. There's times we don't even have the one-on-one, just boss. But I think that at the time, according to him, he said he was going to give his time to one-on-ones, not knowing that that's where he's going to find his wife. But me, I did not.
Notice it.
I didn't see it coming, right? And most times I just want to do shadow because I had other jobs.
Yeah. Forgot that part.
I had other jobs, so okay. So I had other jobs, and he kind of he was also very understanding. He's someone that is patient too, and that kind of boss that can fight for you because they understand your journey. Because I know that times you're like very, very stubborn. I'm like, so when we got close, like those times I used to stop. Won't you say that this gear is stubborn? Why would I? I say it's just one of those things that happen in workplace. So that's how we, became. Then we
So when did you
This
put down?
men-
When did you put down?
Please, it's okay, it's okay.
What now? Wait now. Let me just ask one more.
Okay.
I wanted to ask when did you put down realize that okay. For him, you already knew. I like to hear.
So
from
that's
your
one of the
perspective.
times that he proposed that we do something on Sunday because of the client. So we had a very long conversation that lasted from 4 o'clock to 9. It was supposed to be a work conversation.
But
Is
it's
it like
created
programming?
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus, 5 hours.
Well, there's sometimes there's
It was
and then, it's just like the conversation is flowing.
So the thing was that we are trying to
Understand?
find out something. We are looking at researching on something and research. You know, left the research for me. I was talking.
Oh.
So I'm a multitasker.
I want that voice.
I'm a multitasker, so I was multitasking and doing.
See, let me just tell you something. I'm a terrible person. Like if you leave me here, there's something I love more than I like seeing people in love. I like hearing how people fall in love. Me myself, I like being in love. I'm insane. So if you leave me alone here today, but I think it's really interesting the fact that two of you actually like do the sentence. Like
they usually say is front end bro and UX or health bro or finance bro and UX they never used to have anything for front end sis. Never. I've never seen. It's always UX. Never seen.
Oh my god. But that means that I think that from like it means that a lot of things that you guys do together, even if you have like a blocker, you really have like permanent someone that can actually like help you out, right? And someone that you can talk to. So if someone is annoying you at work, you can easily just like and the person understands. So when you're complaining about like how maybe this thought process.
I've always wanted to get married to a tech bro. So there's this.
No, I wanted a finance bro. So
No. Ami's case is
No, I wanted a tech bro, like a tech bro that that loves the Lord. Yeah. I'm a church girl, so it was looking impossible, but my God,
does not flop.
But yeah, that was it for me. So yeah.
Alright. That's such an interesting story.
This month was making 1 year.
Wow.
Since we physically met.
Oh, I thought you wanted to 1 year.
When you guys were working remotely,
Yes.
and you never met or
We never met. We didn't.
How long have you guys married?
Oh.
He said, "Wow."
So that's like okay, like
Yes, we were. So he, his national interest around let's say September, October period, right? So like, let me come and see this person physically, right?
wow.
And then he came in November, and I'm a fine girl.
Oh.
So yes, that was it. And then he met my brother. It was fast. It was kind of very fast.
The build up was already there.
Okay, you mean like working?
No, like the communication, the everything.
Okay, like I
was
knew a
already
bit
there.
about him.
Yeah.
So that was it. So yeah, I met him in work through internet.
So don't stay in the room with the internet. Noted.
Yes. So and yes, obviously I was praying.
Yeah.
I had what I wanted anyway. I was praying. So and the truth is, I used to tell people that probably it was my prayer that
Brought
removed
the
the
veil
veil.
from his own eyes.
Because why
else?
why did you suddenly start
Get
that way?
interest.
Yeah, you get so yeah.
But I thought you were the one that got interest last. So I was even going to say that maybe it was the prayer that removed the veil from your own eyes.
No. I think what happened was that like the moment that he came, God was like, finally. But he needed the veil to be removed from his eyes. So that's when she now sees him, she was not like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
See how we're just making assumptions when the person is sitting right here.
That's funny.
Remember I said I like veil. Please, it was I didn't watch this one, but then what I meant is that because we've been there, like there was no interest, and suddenly there's an interest. So how would you say it? I would say it's just and maybe God was just protecting the whole thing till the right
Just
time.
time.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, this time I was like, if you're not happy, if you've not married me, you'd have married the wrong person.
Yes.
I love
I like
it.
the confidence.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And yeah, we are both each other's pets, so
Yeah. That's it. That's very, very nice. Like, yeah. A very good way to actually like end this episode today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you want our listeners to know
No,
about
start
about anything
yeah.
about you and
That we've not
your
talked about
handles that they should follow? If there's anything we've not talked about that you want to mention, I think this is the best time.
perfect time.
okay, so I have a lot of people that are trying to transmit to tech. Like I said earlier, right? Enjoy the process. Don't be too hard on yourself. Enjoy the process. It's just like I don't know why they think tech is different. Just like every other skill
Yeah.
that you want to venture into, give it time, and then eventually
Everything
you'll
will
see results. So my handles, Ifunanya at TVA. I'm more on LinkedIn and Twitter, basically.
Okay.
Alright, guys, you've heard it from the goddess's mouth.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for staying with us. If you have been with us up until now, you are MVP.
Yeah.
Don't forget to do all the things you need to do. Like, subscribe, follow Ifunanya, Design Goddess to do more goddess things.
Bye.
So yeah, bye guys. Thank